might want to talk to guys that actually catch stuff.
My name is Aaron, and that's my wife Kathy. We always fish. We come early, maybe around 3 or so.
Something about the ocean, just listening to the ocean go back and forth, and just being here and just being able to think your thoughts without somebody interrupting. There's nothing like it.
My father started me off with a little bamboo pole, sit me on a rock, gave me a little pole, and I started fishing. That's the one thing good about fishing. If you have a really good day, you can share with your family, your friends, neighbors. Not that we ever catch enough to share with people, but we hope we will. Alua fishing has been on since the Hawaiians. I guess the clubs probably started before World War II, because I know those guys were always fishing back then.
The Hawaiians are awesome too. They're the ones who taught us all about conserving, taking care of the place. That's why the fishermen over here, they're really awesome. Not just building this place, but man, if you just watch them, how they clean up after themselves, tell the next generation what they should do, being aware of all the people that are around and not just you who fishes here, but you got to keep it clean and nice for everybody.
Bamboo Ridge is the reason is in the olden days when guys used to fish for aluas over here, people used bamboo. So this is the ridge. When you come here, this whole place would be like a bamboo forest. Alua swimming schools. So, you come down here, there'll be 18 guys, 2 poles each, 36 poles in this place. People would say there's so much poles at a time that if you fell off the cliff, you couldn't hit the water because the poles would keep you up. In the peak of the Alua season, guys will stay overnight because I've come here in the morning and maybe 5 o'clock before sunrise, they'll get a big Alua bite. It was built like 3 times. I think a couple of the hurricanes wiped them out. But this last one was done, I think, in the 2000s. The Alua Fishing Club comes down and they said there was like over 300 guys. They made a big chain from the top of the road and just passed down the cement.
You'll fish and it's very calming whether you catch or not, but catching is the bonus. Plus it's something that makes my father proud. He says, after all these years he still fishes and he actually catches something. The next thing to the 100-pounder that the Alua fishermen want to catch is the Kagami Alua. It's very good eating. That's the goal of every Alua fisherman, to at least catch 1 Alua a year to be on the scoreboard. Many of these guys have fished many years, 20, 30 years, and have never caught a Kagami Alua. Alan's caught 2 on 1 pole at one time.
Started in the 50s with my father, and this was one of the first places he brought me because he was a regular down in the area. Later on in the 50s, I was practicing down a high school field with a bucket of water, and after 1 year my father let me come down and cast. Now because I'm 67, I throw in all these lighter poles, yeah. If I was to throw the poles what I was throwing when I was young, I don't think I can cast already. It's too heavy. Nighttime you should catch some bigger ones. It's not like before, yeah. Usually only half a day, half a night, and you get enough fish for dinner for the week, yeah. Nowadays, you cannot even catch dinner for one night. This is one of the easiest places to fish. You can be 70, 80 years old, you can still climb down this mountain. For me, I'm too old already. You can climb down those mountains so long your body is in shape. Up until, I would say, My mid 50s, I can climb down most places. Up until my mid 40s, there are certain areas till today I still won't fish because the cliff is too steep. And it takes a lot out of you for climb down the cliffs. And if you catch fish, it takes even more for climb out. For cast, the weight to come around and snap that lead to make it go out, it gets harder every year. Yeah, even climbing up and down these mountains get harder every year. I learned from an early age to always, respect the wave and watch. If you think it's too rough, don't fish.
The spot that I fish called First Bridge. Then that's right next to Submarine Point, yeah. But I don't like Submarine Point because it's a very heavy place. It's spooky fishing over there, way out in the point, and the area is so small, and the wave come over.
My biggest fear is the wave, a big wave. One of those freak waves that come over. That's the only thing I worry about. Freak wave, big freak wave come over and because it has happened here,
It can be calm, very, very calm, with no wind, and it can get to be like a tsunami. I grew up in a plantation camp in Koloa, Kauai. I was born and raised there. I was born in 1939. I started fishing maybe when I was about 6 years old. We used to go camping, like family and friends outing. No outing, but that was part of our life, going camping, fishing. The whole camp used to go, get together and just fish. In the weekdays, I go every morning from 3:30 or 4 o'clock. I'm down there. And the weekends, I go maybe from Saturday night, midnight, and I stay till the following day.
I've been fishing for maybe 60 years already, or more, 65 years maybe.
My greatest success, I think, is being able to retire and going fishing now every day.
I'm getting hard on my legs now. I would be happy, very happy if I can fish another 10 years.
I love living here, close to the ocean, and of course I love fishing. It's the perfect world now right now. And not being retired too. And not too many people fish after the 80s. In the 80s, especially walking down that trail there and walking back up. My time is limited. I know that. I can feel it in my bones already, walking up and down that hill. It doesn't get any easier, it gets harder. I'll be happy though if I can fish another 10 years.